So hello everyone, welcome to our mini webcast series. I'm here with Shadia, and Shadia is the founder of Autism Actually, and I'm Jemima, and I'm founder of Dyslexia Demystified. And we've sort of come together today as neurodivergent individuals with, different neurodiversities going on, but trying to give you a bit of insight into some tips, some strategies, some struggles that we've had with the new online learning that we're all dealing with at the moment. So I'll let Shadia introduce herself first, and she can talk a little bit about what she does. But basically we're going to be doing little sort of 5-minute sort of webcasts for you guys, dealing with one question about online learning at a time that we've sort of been receiving a lot from our dyslexic and autistic students respectively. Off you go, Shadia.
Thank you, Jemima. It's great to be here and connect with everyone virtually. As Jemima said, I am the owner and founder of Autism Actually. I'm currently in my second year of speech pathology at Australian Catholic University. So I'm also autistic, as many of you know. I guess I just wanted to share today some of the positives I found out of moving to an online platform with study, and some of the challenges I've faced with my neurology and just getting used to something new. And then we'll discuss some of our strategies in maintaining routine and organisation and what we've done to help us get through this challenging time.
And just to give you guys a bit of background about myself as well. So like I said before, I have a company called Dyslexia Demystified, and we do dyslexic student mentoring and producing a lot of videos like we are today for you guys. I'm also a university student, so I'm studying medicine or pre-medicine and midwifery at University of Queensland. So I think we'll just jump right in and deal with our first question today. And I'm going to let Shadia introduce the question for you.
So the first question is, what are some of the positives of working online? So for me, I really am enjoying the fact that it's more self-paced. It's sort of in a classroom environment constantly and having to sit down and do something that someone else structured. You kind of manage your own time and do your own activities and things, and then bring that to a session, which I really enjoyed. I went to a high school that was very largely student-led, so this learning model really suits my way of learning independently. The travel time has been really good, not having to travel anywhere. I've realised how much time it actually takes to go on public transport, getting from class to class, all that kind of thing, and also the sensory side of things that takes such a big toll on me. I'm not experiencing anymore because I'm not going anywhere. Sometimes when I go into the shops to get essentials, I notice, I actually find this really difficult. So that's been an interesting self-reflection on how difficult it is day to day to actually go in person to a university. Definitely socially, it's been different because I haven't been engaging with people face to face as much anymore, but I kind of am not finding it that different because I prefer socializing in different ways anyway. So
yeah, you've probably, already got a lot of online communication skills. I know the way that Shadia and I actually communicate online is probably quite different to a lot of the neurotypical people out there, the normal people. We actually communicate, obviously I struggle with written text, so Shadia actually sends me voice messages, but Shadia's auditory processing is not so strong, so I send her written messages. So we sort of work our way around things, but it's an interesting point that you bring up, that, even though you're not practicing those kind of confronting skills as much in terms of dealing with crowds and things like that, that you're still becoming more kind of self-aware of how you feel in those situations, which is awesome. I guess to answer the same question about what some of the benefits have been, I definitely agree with Shadia. I think having the ability to structure my own days and actually being given almost more flexibility has been a real benefit. I am a learner that, does like to take control of my own learning, but I do find normal university and school life quite limiting in some ways because, you're there from a set time. It's not a hugely individualized system at the moment where, you all go to school at the same time, you go to the same classes, you follow the lunch bell, you follow everyone else. So it's not very individualized for me as a learner. And so being able to be at home, I could learn outside if it's a nice day. I can have a sleep in and work it in the times that, my brain really works well, which I find is a real benefit. And particularly for someone, you know, students out there who manage a part-time job and study as well, or, you know, you're an athlete and you have sport and you also have, you know, I don't know, dance or music or whatever it may be, but you're also managing school. It's a really good kind of system because you can, you know, do school when it works for you and do your training or whatever extracurriculars you're doing outside of that time. I think the other thing is, and this is probably something that I'm finding more with my mentees, is that, you know, we're having a lot more freedom and flexibility to be able to trial out new assistive technologies and new study strategies in that sort of that safer learning environment where you don't have peers and you're not sort of scared of, you know, using voice to text or something in the classroom. It's sort of trialing those new learning strategies and those new assistive technologies in that safer, you know, more comfortable environment. I think that's been a real benefit as well.
It's interesting the point about assistive technology, because I think now that it's mainly online, I think a lot of people are starting to have to learn in other ways. So it's interesting how now neurotypical people can get a sense of what we have to go through. Usually, like for me, I have to have pre-recordings and online lectures and things like that because I just can't keep up within the lecture. And this has been much easier now with tutorials, because if I'm on Zoom, I can just click record or ask them. And a lot of people would understand that now because they realize that it's difficult to keep up.
I think you're absolutely right, and it's going to be really interesting to see if we have this kind of rebound effect, you know, when school goes back to normal. It's going to be interesting to see if our schools become more, I guess, learning diversity friendly. You know, I know a lot of students struggle with, you know, using assistive technology in classes and things because they don't want to look different to their peers, because, you know, in that sort of time frame we were all sitting down and copying notes from the board and all sort of doing the same thing. But now that, you know, we're all learning to learn in different ways and to use technology, that's become more normalized. So we might get this rebound effect of students actually wanting to take on more accommodations and learn in different ways. And that, you know, might become an environment where neurodiversity, but also just learning differently, is celebrated. So it's fantastic. We might wrap it up there because we want these to just be little snippets, but hopefully this gets the conversation started. We'd love to see some comments from you guys. If you have any further questions that you'd like Shadia and I to answer, we'd be happy to do that in future videos. But give us a like and share this video, and subscribe to both of our channels as well. We'll just put the names up here again: Autism Actually and Dyslexia Demystified. Thank you so much for listening.